Oh my God. Can you even believe we're on 2 Sundays in a row?
I mean,
Can you even believe it?
it's
This is,
pretty unbelievable.
it's a shocking situation, is what I say.
It's true. It's
Hello,
true.
hello everyone. It's Sunday. Sunday here in Nevada. Blue skies, sunny, warm, not too hot though.
About 102 degrees.
It is. I think the headline for the show is pretty clever. Falling into autumn. Falling into autumn.
This is why I don't ever see the headlines until the show starts. I don't see them. I don't pay attention.
Anyway, yeah, today's the 31st. It's just about officially the end of summer. And that's funny because here it's actually, we didn't have like a crazy hot summer here.
Audio is low, Alexa says.
Well, maybe you should turn your audio up.
This is how you talk to your friends.
Do you need me to speak more clearly, more loudly? I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Anyway, I'll try to be a little louder and closer to the microphone.
Oh, Meg's in the chat. Hi, Meg. Listen, I was just thinking about you the other day. I was thinking I kept meaning to go listen to your podcast, and I haven't yet. And I had you on my list of podcasts to listen to, and now I have to find your card again because I have the card you gave me.
You're horrible.
She does the podcast with her friend where they read romance novels and they kind of critique the romance novels, and I think that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it sounds pretty awesome. Anyway, what I was saying is last summer was crazy, crazy hot. This summer, I mean, it was hot, but did it ever get into the teens? Maybe like once?
I don't think it has yet.
Yeah, well, I don't think it will. Because it's funny, because like this last week, it's like all of a sudden we're in the 90s. And I think we're going to be back in the low hundreds, and we haven't really done, I think you've only been to the pool like 2 times. Just hold on a second. I think you've only, yeah, we have a microphone. I just turned it up. I don't know what to tell you. We'll try to be louder. I can't fix it. I can't make it. I don't know why it's doing that.
No, either.
So we will just try to be a little bit louder.
All right, we'll talk louder.
Yeah. I don't know. Let me know if this helps at all, if it's any better. But, well, Alexis, we don't have the humidity, so it really isn't that bad. But anyway, Vikki has only gotten to go to the pool like a couple times this summer. And so
once
she
was
really,
with Alexis and it was overcast the whole day.
yeah, and she really wanted to do a pool day. So I was like, and she knows how to bargain with me. And she's like, okay, last Saturday, she's like, hey, we'll work on Saturday if we can go to the pool. And then guess what
Alexis
happened?
said that's worse.
Okay, I'll hit it again. And then, okay, I get it. We gotta keep going. Yeah, I just hit the button again, so hopefully it'll be better. Anyway, and then it like was rainy and cloudy all week, and then finally Friday was good enough, and we were gonna go to our local pool at the Durango. It's like $25 a local during the week. Well, we go on Friday. It's like, no, not on Friday. They had something going on. We walk up and they're like, oh, it's $50 each, or you can rent, I don't know, a day bed or something like that for $150. And we were like, nope. And so no pool time. So I don't know.
Maybe I get to go this week. We'll see.
We'll see.
I had, it's not that you can't afford to pay $50. I refuse to pay $50 to go into the pool, and that doesn't even guarantee you a chair. It's just you get to go in and use the pool. $50 a person for a couple of hours, that's not cool for me.
I mean, we're going to show you our numbers. Could we pay $50 each to go to the pool? Sure. Would that be a good idea in the long run? No, especially not with me having surgery coming up and all this stuff. It's like I'm already anxious enough about not being able to potentially work for like a month, and we've got a couple of big trips that we already paid for, but we have to be... Here's the thing. It's like we paid for them at the beginning of the year, and then we find out that I have to have surgery, and then I have to be out of work for a month potentially. And so, yeah, I'm getting a little anxious about it and getting a little worried about it. And I'm going to be like probably thinking about that while we're away from home and being nervous and worried and stressing about it. But it's like we're doing these 2 trips that we can't get refunds on. So
it is what it is. We're just going to have fun on the trips and not worry about it.
I'm still going to worry a little bit. Okay.
Well, hello.
Ooh, Sasquatch romance.
I don't even know what to say about a Sasquatch romance. I'm sorry. That's just...
Well, you know what they say about Bigfoot, or is that Big Feet? I don't... Hey-o, hey-o, hey-o.
Weird.
Anyway, so yeah, so it's like, it's crazy, and it's crazy that it's all of a sudden the 31st, and tomorrow is going to be September. and things are going to start happening very quickly, and you're going to Posh Fest, and then we're going to Florida, and then we're doing a cruise, and then I have surgery, and then like my doctor called me day before yesterday, or his scheduler called me and was like, hey, we had a cancellation, we can get you in on like the 8th or the 9th or something like that. And I'm like, as much as I would love to have my surgery done sooner, I'm like,
it does not fit in, it does not fit in with our schedules.
It's like being ready in 1 week, impossible, because there's a lot of stuff I need to do to get ready as far as making sure my bins are all accessible so Vikki can ship for me, and also so that I can ship sooner than later and do my own work, but not being able to lift stuff. There's too much stuff that has to be done. And then I'll be in recovery mode when we're supposed to be in Florida walking all over the place, which would be terrible.
No.
It's all kind of a cluster. So I had to say no. So I'm kind of bummed about that.
Life of Kimberly in the chat. Haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing well. How is that baby already 2? I don't even understand.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. There's our friend Kristen in the chat there. Earl squirrel. Look how cute she is. Even though that's not her, but you know.
If she were a squirrel, that's kind of what she'd look like.
Look at how cute her.
She is very cute.
She is very cute. That's true.
So is the squirrel.
That's very, very true. Anyway, 6 unplanned heart surgeries. Yeesh. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the surgery itself. I've said this before. I'm just
You're anxious about the recovery and how long it's going to take you to get back to being normal. And
well, yeah, and like fourth quarter, and like being able to actually like make money, and you having to do everything, and it's generally, listen, guys, in our relationship, I am the lifter, I am the schlepper. I am the mover of big things.
It's true.
But I'm also on like the emotional side, or I don't know what you would call it. I am the calmer. I am the one that's like, hey, we can do this. Hey, we're going to figure this out. Or
you are the even-keeled one.
Yes.
We all know that I am an emotional train wreck, right?
Yeah.
If you know me, or if you've been following us even slightly, or if you know me in real life, I mean, if you know me through this, you know me in real life. I'm the same person. I hope most people that have met me that online can attest to that. What you see is what you get. However, there is a reason why my nickname has been Chicken Little my entire adult life. I catastrophize everything.
But that's not to say that Vikki's not capable. When I had my accident at the end of 2018, like it was, the recovery time was way worse than this is going to be for the surgery. And it was completely out of the blue, and it was a horrible, traumatic event and a long recovery period. And Vikki stepped up and took care of business, and it was not like you weren't able to do that.
No, I'm fine.
But I do think it's a little different when it's like planned, and I'm sure that you're going to get frustrated and overwhelmed and all that stuff, and you didn't have the lifting problems that you had then. Not
exactly.
That you would.
Now I'm old.
Not that you would have been. My bins are pretty heavy, so she wouldn't have been able to lift them anyway. So
now I'm old, and I have degenerative osteoarthritis in my spine, and I'm old. I can't lift heavy shit anymore.
And plus, like, I got some muscles. I don't want to lose all my muscles when I'm all weenie and I can't lift anything and I can't do any kind of, like, I don't go to the gym, guys. We need to go to the gym. We need to get back to the gym. That's definitely going to be part of my recovery. But every day I'm hoisting 50-pound bins up over my head multiple times, 5 days a week. Like, that's a pretty good workout. Like, I got some guns going on here. Look at that, guys. Come on. Look at that. Vikki's not impressed, but come on. I got some muscles.
You do.
And those are just gonna like go away.
I do not have muscles.
Yeah.
I have bat wings.
So anyway, this is just, I guess, my weekly opportunity to
Meg says Chicken Little and the Schleppers is a fantastic punk band name. Yeah. It kind of is. It'd be a good punk band name.
Definitely. Well, and then there's also the other part where I'm never the one who's like stressing out and worrying. So I'm sure Vikki's loving to hear me be the one that's like constantly going, I don't know, I'm gonna be able to handle it. Anyway, Alexis is going crazy over it.
I mean, she's
like hiding people and unhiding people, and anyway, yeah, it's been a long time since the accident. Anyway, welcome to the show, guys. For anyone who's new, this is our weekly show that
Semi-weekly.
We try to do weekly. Summertime, it tends to get a little crazy, and we miss a lot. But this is our regular Sunday show, and we are doing our numbers today. We break it up into 3 parts. The first part, we look at our real numbers for the last week, our real sad numbers, our gross numbers across all the platforms we sell on, and we break down, most of the costs, like the cost of goods, most importantly, also fees, and like cost of shipping. In the middle part, we look at the highlights or interesting things that we've sold throughout the week. And then the last part, we talk about, some of the goals we may have set last week or what we were talking about wanting to do. And if we were able to accomplish them, or if we're on the right path, and what we need to do moving forward. And we do have a lot of stuff coming up. So we need to be trying to be mindful and thinking about what it is we need to do to kind of prepare for all our time away and our sad recovery time and all that. So,
Exactly.
Anyway. Cheryl, that's a lot of books.
Cheryl, what are you doing? She's making her book and date night things that she has in her shop. She does the date night, mystery book and date night things. It's
I know, but
cute.
2 Gaylords of books, that's a ridiculous
Listen,
amount of books.
I don't understand the amount of schlepping that Cheryl does in her life. Cheryl moves and lifts and does way more than I do. She's a little bit older than I am. And she does way more than I do physically, and I don't know how the girl does it.
Yeah. Jill, I just wanted to say thank you. We really appreciate you. I hope that we're going to see you at the... Did she RSVP? Jill, are you coming?
Are
on
you
the
coming?
6th?
Are you coming on Saturday?
For the eBay thing at the Blind Center? I hope so. We would love to see you. We haven't seen you in forever.
It's during the day. We'll be done by 5. You can go home before it's dark.
Well, Vicky's seen you more recently, but I haven't seen you in forever. So
That's true. But what's nice about, if you are local, by the way, and you're not in the Facebook group for my local meetup, please let me know. If you're local or in California, like Linda Dean comes from California sometimes. I don't know if she's going to be coming with her sister or not this time. But we are doing one of the 30th birthday parties for eBay. I'm hosting it at the Blind Center next Saturday.
And Jill's going to be there. Yay!
Oh, yay! Jill is coming. Good. I'm hosting it at the Blind Center next Saturday, which is where we host the Reseller Remix, for those of you that have been there before. We have I think I have close to 100 people RSVP'd for this party. I don't know how many will show up, but we have close to 100 people. I don't know everyone coming. That's nice. I love when there's new people that come. eBay has helped push these parties out and promote to local sellers through zip code concentrated pushes, which definitely helps get new people that don't know us or know that I run a local meetup. So it's exciting. So there's going to be, it's like a 3-hour party, but we've got a full taco bar and churros and everything. And those of us that have
did they say the churros are going to be there?
They are doing churros,
Oh.
yes. Chef is doing churros. So they do a great job with the catering, and we've got a lot of prizes and raffle prizes and games to play and things like that.
Gift cards.
Some gift cards. Yep, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Very cool.
So eBay has helped us put these parties together. We don't have any eBay executives coming this time, which is a bummer, but I think it's because they were just here for open, and I'm sure that their budgets are what they are.
And there's meetups going on specifically for this all over the country. So if you are not around here, Tommy, we're having tacos. If you are not around here and you can't come to ours, definitely, where do they go to see where their local one is happening?
They just go to ebaysellerevents.com or ebay.com/seller events.
Okay.
And you can look for your local seller circle is what it's called, which is your local seller meetup. And there's quite a few popping up. There's a lot of new people that are creating new meetups in your area. So if you haven't had one in your area in the past, please look and see if you have one. So
I will say to Tommy, if your only reason for getting a plane ticket and coming is for the food, I mean, come on, you're in Portland and you have amazing tacos there. I'm just saying. So
not that we don't want to see you,
we do love the
Tommy.
tacos
You're
here.
Always welcome.
I'm just saying that would be some expensive tacos.
Well, I mean, $49 round trip flight might be worth it to hang out with some people.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a difficult.
Yeah, Cheryl's doing one in the Tampa area. So, but yeah, they're all over the place.
Lori, I haven't seen Lori in the chat yet, but I know Lori is doing one in Florida. Lori Knowles, and there's lots of our friends that are also seller leaders are doing this all across the country. So there's going to be a lot of fun ones.
Yep.
So it'll be a good time. And we had a good time last year. We did one similar for last year, was an eBay open party. And this year they actually since we had an actual eBay open in person. This is not an eBay open party. See, Kathy Mack's doing one in Tucson. This is a birthday party for eBay. There's all kinds of things. They've got lots of swag. Swag just came the other day. It's boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff to give away. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and get into our numbers. Let's see.
Mine's not much better. It's still summer.
Yeah, it's still summer. I will say that my sales have been, like my eBay sales have been slowly, when I look back through the whole year, they've been slowly crawling up even through the summer, which is what happened last year. If you remember, for those of you guys who watch us regularly, if you remember last year, at the end of 2023 and into 2024 was when I really started doing my 10 listings a day, 7 days a week. And I saw a similar trajectory where my numbers actually went up throughout the summer, not super fast, but it was a steady, slow increase in sales. And then when I hit fourth quarter, things kind of fell apart. Part of that was just sales slowed down instead of going up like they normally do. And also things get a little crazy during fourth quarters in life. And this year's not going to be any different. So that's where I'm kind of like, how can I keep this?
Well, we're done with other than your surgery, but we're done with traveling.
I know, but keeping the listing, that's the problem. Keeping the listing going. So that's going to be kind of like my goal or my focus. And we'll talk about that more at the end.
You can list from bed. You can bank. There's things you can do.
I know. So a big part of that is going to be like sourcing a bunch of stuff, but at a very low cost, because that's the other problem too, is just like figuring out how to kind of make it work. All right. So 30 eBay orders this last week, I would love to have 60 Etsy orders, 6 Etsy orders, 4 Poshmark, and then 3 between Grill Macari and Depop.
The same amount of orders. For
a total of 43 outgoing orders. My eBay gross sales, I mean, I've been able to kind of keep it above 1,000 for a while now, $1,050.30. Etsy gross sales, $307.64. My Etsy has not been like banging like yours has. My Etsy's definitely down this year.
My Etsy's up this year.
Yeah, for sure. $81 on Poshmark, and then $62 on, really, it's just Mercari and Depop for those sales. Total gross sales, $1,500.94. My shipping, roughly $164.92. You can see the breakdown of fees there. And then my cost of goods, $75. Total net sales, $1,088.89. I will say one bit of monies I did not add to this. We played Bunko last night. I did win for having the most Bunkos, which it cost me $13 for the night to play. I came home with 35, so that means I had a net gain of $22. So I'm going to add that to my bottom line there. So that, yeah, I think
that's
why not?
Pathetic.
How dare you? How dare you? Anyway.
I'll add my Bunko wins in the next one then.
All right. Gross average sale price $34.91, which actually isn't too bad, and that's some of that's thanks to Alexis. I sold more stuff from Alexis, and you gotta come visit us again and pay your room rent and cool stuff for me to sell. And then net average sale price $25.32. So actually not terrible for the summer, and I have been keeping my listing pretty active. For the most part, being able to do 10 a day, 7 days a week. All right. Let's see
terrible.
What you got.
Not great. Okay, so 13 eBay orders. My eBay was dead this week. Dead. I had like 2 0 days. 16 on Etsy. My Etsy has been on fire this whole summer. My Etsy's done really well this summer. 12 on Posh, 2 on Mercari for a total of 43 orders, just like Katy. I did $691 on eBay. Awful. But I did $834 on Etsy for the week. That's a really good week.
And pretty good Poshmark.
And pretty good Posh. I did $411 on Posh. Mercari's always just, dribs and drabs, one here, 2 there. So just under $2,000 this week. Gross, not awful, but not great. Thankfully, Etsy came in clutch. So $173 on shipping, and then you see my breakdown of fees. My cost of goods is just like yours as well. My cost of goods is $76, and my total net sales $1,500 or so. My gross average sale price, I do like to keep it between $50 and $60, but not terrible because I am accepting most offers these days. You just want to keep the inventory moving, and I'm listing so much every week that the fact that it's not selling yet is kind of driving me nuts. But anyway, so gross average sale price $46, and the net is $35. Not too bad.
Not too bad. All right. So let's go ahead and look at...
Oh, and sorry, let me talk about Bunko for a second. Bunko is just a dice game. It's a very easy dice game. It was probably really big in the 90s mostly. It's like middle-aged ladies get together, and they used to call it Drunko. You're basically drinking wine and playing. It's a dice game. It's really just...
You have 12 players.
12 players. It's a monthly get-together we have with some local ladies, and...
you can literally learn it in about 5 minutes. It's the rules are so simple. You don't even need to, like, think about it.
We do themes every month. Last night was a New Orleans Mardi Gras theme, and, you know, I love a good theme and dress up. And we take turns hosting it at each other's houses, and everybody just brings a dish, and you just kind of... You snack on some stuff, you shoot the shit, and you play dice, and you're home by 10 o'clock.
I like to pretend like I'm super competitive and I yell at people. It's fun. But they seem to enjoy it.
They do enjoy your loud obnoxiousness. It's funny. Katy, you know, we talk about Katy is pretty much an introvert unless she knows people well. She does not know these women well yet. We've only hung out a few times, but she's definitely, last night especially, I felt like you were...
I was last time when we were both there.
You were full on yourself.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because like we're doing something, so it's like there's a task, so it's not. I'm not having to do like a lot of small talk, one-on-one type of stuff, and so it's easy for me to get super comfortable because it's like we're just playing around and having fun. But at this point, I'm pretty much I don't know people well, but
it basically it's a $13 buy-in for the night. So it's $13, and then there's different ways that people win at the end of the night. So basically, I walked away with $55 last night.
How did you win 55? Did you win 2 different prizes?
I won the left, right, center.
Oh, that's right. And you also won something else, didn't you?
The highest wins.
That's why. Okay, I was going to say, because I think the most you can win is what I won, the most bunkos, I think, for one single thing. But you won 2 different things.
I did.
How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, you got to... I was trying to talk about how I was a winner, but no.
I had to one-up you.
Yeah, you did. Anyway, all right, let's talk about what we sold this last week, starting with you.
So I had to dig deep for some sales, right? Because it was a mediocre week on eBay. But again, I mean, it took a little while to sell this. The thing is that now that I'm realizing that this sold, I could have worn this week for something I wanted to wear it with. I just didn't realize I still had it in my inventory. I've been pulling stuff from my inventory here and there. But this was a bins find, so I probably paid $1, maybe $1.50 for it. It took a while to sell, but sold for almost $50, and $49 plus shipping.
Look at you, pre-loved partner. Have your sales just exploded through the roof?
Hasn't done a damn thing.
What's it supposed to do other than just put it right there?
It just means that you are an approved eBay pre-loved clothing seller that
right, but do you get
meets
elevated
specific.
In the
I don't know.
Search.
I don't know. Meets specific metrics. It's the same thing as like top rated seller. It doesn't really mean shit.
I get it. All right. First one for me is, I go to the bins, go into the bins. A t-shirt cost me maybe $1. This one I either got at the bins or I got it from our friend Jason, in which case I paid $3 to him or $1 at the bins. I don't remember exactly. But I want to keep kind of reiterating, now that I'm seeing vintage prices have come way down for just regular vintage graphic tees and even some of the fancy, better, cooler stuff, prices have really come down a lot. But I'm finding that, I pretty regularly sell just basic, non-vintage graphic tees for good prices. This was, I sent an offer for $25. So $25 plus shipping. I mean, I paid either $1 or $3. It's just, I grab it if I think it's a cool print that people will want. And, you never know with all this tariff stuff going on that's now kicking in more with we've talked about this before, but I think depending on what happens, there could be a real impact on how cheap new t-shirts are, whether you get them online or in stores, that might make buying from us a lot more palatable for people.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that majority of clothing items are all made in Chinese factories, right? It doesn't really matter if it's for a brand like Farm Rio, Anthropologie, whatever. Well, Farm Rio's Brazil, but if it's a specific type of higher end brand, 99% of the time it's still being made in China, and they're made in the same or similar factories, and they're slapping different labels on. You find this the most because when you're doing Google Lens to identify something, especially if it's a clothing item. If it's something that's a modern clothing item and you take a photograph of it and you Google Lens it, you're going to find 5 or 6 different brand names that are going to come up. People have it listed under, and there may be something as subtle as the buttons are different on each one, right? And then they put their tags on it. So quality and construction are two different conversations, but name brand is what sells a lot of things, and that doesn't necessarily mean that something is made as good quality. So because of everyone's getting their inventory from the same places, big box stores, mall brands, that type of thing, online shops, they're not going to be able to source their items as inexpensively as they used to.
Well, I'm really curious because I'm sure you guys have had the experience where you buy something on eBay and it says it's coming from the US and then it actually comes from China. I'm really curious what's going to happen with that because I'm already hearing. I buy a lot of skincare. Like I do a lot of Korean skincare, and there's some stuff like sunscreen specifically that I have to order from out of the country. So I'm in different groups. I'm already seeing some people saying like they ordered something and then like a week later or a month later they get the bill for added fees, and I'm wondering what is going to happen. How is eBay going to handle this for those sellers where they don't disclose where their stuff's coming from, and you think it's coming from the U.S. I mean, obviously you'd have to open a case and all that stuff, but how is that still going to work out, and how is it going to get handled? Because all of a sudden you get hit with a bill from FedEx.
Well, what's going to happen is that nobody is shipping to the U.S. right now.
Well, that too, but I'm saying
all the major countries that ship to this country are no longer shipping to us right now because they have not been able to figure out tariffs on their end or on our end.
Yeah.
There's no infrastructure in place for this, right? There just isn't. Because we've had the de minimis of $800 for so long, we've not individualized packages coming into the U.S. and putting tariffs on them. I'm not saying tariffs are good, bad, or indifferent. They are what they are. There needs to be some negotiations that happen. This is not a political conversation, please. But the way that this is being done is not the way to do it.
Well, I will say, though, they're not all stopping. Some companies, yes, are not shipping anymore. And some, like I know the post offices are not sending the packages out anymore from those countries. But there are some that are. And they're just tacking on extra fees. But so who knows how it's going to play out. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
This is, I believe I've sold this once before or have one very similar to this that I've shown before. I don't know why this style has sold as easily as it has, but this is like this looks like Alice's restaurant waitress diner uniform.
Yeah.
And they totally sell. So it sold for $100.
I think it's cute.
It is cute. It's just different, right?
Allison, that's not a bad idea. However, I did find she's saying that I could have some stuff sent to her sister's address in Canada to order stuff. I will say I actually found a company, a site that does ship directly out of the U.S. However, they're getting their stuff, but I was able to get my sunscreen. I got enough to last me for probably at least a year. So I'm good to go, but I appreciate the offer, and it's not a bad idea. And people are doing all kinds of things to try and get around the system and figure out.
Well, the big companies that are importing, container ships full of furniture and things like that coming in from Vietnam and things like that. Instead of having it come from Vietnam directly to the U.S., they're sending it to Australia, and then getting it from Australia to the U.S., and that's still cheaper. It's the big companies are figuring out how to get around this type of thing. I feel very bad for the Canadian sellers as well. We have quite a few in our boss group, and some of them are our friends, and this is those that sell primarily to the U.S. This is going to cripple their businesses, and unfortunately, this is a really, really difficult time right now.
Well, and my issue, specifically with the sunscreen, is that because it is they are the Korean filters that aren't allowed in the U.S., it's not even a matter of I don't want to spend up for it. It's literally how do I find a company I can actually order it from who will ship it to me? And so that's where you kind of have to play around with stuff. But it's annoying because I want my dang sunscreen, but I got it. I got 5 of them. I'm good to go.
She's good for a minute.
Yep, I am. All right, next up for me, Alexis.
Seriously, that's it. Instead of smuggling drugs into the U.S., you're going to see travelers smuggling skincare. So, speaking of which,
that's already happened.
But we're going to Mexico on a cruise with Allison, by the way. Allison's coming on the cruise with us. For my birthday, we're going in about 6 weeks. And not even 6 weeks. And I'm
We'll be getting some tretinoin.
We'll be getting some skincare stuff in Mexico because it's so much cheaper, and I bring that stuff back with me. It's right up there with the amoxicillin.
And that's one. It's like I order that from India, and I think they just announced like more tariffs on India. So it's like, okay, geez Louise, what is the freaking problem? But yeah, it's already like a stupid issue. Crystal, for sure, I will give you the skincare rundown. I dove headfirst into it like a little over a year ago, and anything I get into, I obsessive over research it and obsess over it. Mm-hmm. You benefit though. Let's be clear.
Oh, I just put on my face whatever's in the bathroom.
Yeah, she just steals my stuff. So anyway. Alexis, so I think it was last week I showed that I had gotten two pairs of these jeans. I sold the first pair, not on sale. They bought them for $70, and it's like, oh, it'd be great to sell them both for $70. But this is what they would be on sale. I didn't offer for $30, so I actually sold these for $30. Yeah, it's less than half of what I sold the other pair for, but let me tell you, these have been sitting for a few weeks. And
you didn't pay anything for them.
I didn't pay anything for them, and I need stuff to sell. So obviously I was just lucky that I sold that first pair for $70. But I'll take $30 plus $8.95 shipping for these jeans. So there you go.
This was a Diane item. So again, I have no money invested in this, and it sold for best offer of $125. Yeah, it's what it says there. It's a vintage 1960s G.I.
Cool.
Joe. It has quite a lot of the items in it. I like that it's got the photograph on the top, and then it has the little area for you to put all the things in there, and then it had some other stuff thrown in there. Gotta love my Diane. But I laugh at some of the lots and things that she puts together, or she did put together, because they didn't always make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
This one at least made sense. They were all vintage 60s G.I. Joe items. So
how much did it sell for, you said?
$125, $135.
Nice. Not too shabby. All right, next up for me, it's funny because it's still hot here in Vegas, but I always, we list everything year round. We don't worry about seasonal stuff necessarily. However, things do signal when fall is coming, and that is I'm shipping out at least one or two sweatshirts almost every single day. I'm selling a lot more school stuff. Pants too, but I don't have as many of those listed. But it's like all of a sudden I'm selling sweatshirts and hoodies. All of a sudden I'm selling lots of
collegiate names.
Yeah, college stuff, and lots of football stuff. And this sweatshirt I actually got from Jennifer Goodell, so I paid $5 for it, and this I sold for $30. So again, $30 plus $8.95 shipping, and I sold multiple college items this week. So definitely always be picking that stuff up. It doesn't even have to be vintage, because I sold some other stuff that's not vintage as well. But it always starts going out.
This is almost like a Wii photo. This is a bins find. This is a brand that I always pick up. eSleep. If you scroll down to the photos, it was just a brand that was huge in the 90s, and they make really cool pajamas and nightgowns and nightshirts, and this was one of them. It's just a vintage 90s flannel. I love it.
See, I have an awesome one that hasn't sold yet. That's like an all-over print. It's got like all kinds of cool stuff on it, but it hasn't sold yet. But what's really fun is if you go look for eSleep like commercials on YouTube, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
I think they're pretty cool. Oh, so look, Crystal says, Moorhead is across the river from me, so close I could walk.
There you go.
Very cool.
All right, this is a sweatshirt that I picked up at the bins maybe like a month ago. So I paid like maybe $3 for it, and I don't know this brand, but it's Titan Motorcycle, and I knew it was vintage, so I picked it up and I priced it up, and I did not sell it for the price you see there, but I did sell it for $40, so $40 plus $8.95 shipping, and I paid like maybe $2 or $3 for it. So anything like motorcycle related, generally I'm gonna pick up, and especially at the bins. I mean, come on, I'm picking up everything at the bins.
Aw, Crystal, we've got both Crystal friends.
Double
in the
Crystal,
chat.
double Crystal. Anyway, so yeah, apparently this brand sells. So there you go. Another sweatshirt for you.
This is just it's what you see there. It's a vintage deep purple velvet blazer, and it is in a plus size, which is nice. It's very thick. It is luxurious. It is. Vintage 90s. It sold for what you see there, $80, which is nice. Nothing special. It's just certain boxy blazers. If they're good quality materials, blazers are having a moment this last year or two. Women are definitely wearing blazers again. There were many years where we went away from office wear and menswear, styled office wear, which is what a blazer is. And I think it's circling back around.
So before I show you the next thing, Alexis, are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for this. So I've been living a very sad life the last couple of years of having to sell t-shirts for very low prices. My average sale price has dropped a lot. I'm selling t-shirts for $15, for the love of God. Once upon a time, I wouldn't even pick something up if I didn't think I could sell it for $35 or more. So I don't get that excitement of getting to sell t-shirts for higher prices. But then every once in a while, your friend Alexis comes and hooks you up with a bunch of cool t-shirts, and one of them sells for a lot. I actually took an offer on this for $100. They sent me an offer for $100. I mean, I was sending offers out for probably like 60, as low as 60 on this so far. She gotten a bunch of stuff from this. It's like crew t-shirts for people who worked on like the special effects. I got one for, I think, Indiana Jones. This, I think, Terminator. And
Alexa says you are definitely buying
Star
her
Wars
sushi.
and Star Wars. And the other ones don't sell for a lot. Honestly, there's not a whole lot of comps that you can find anyway.
Right, because there's so many limited items, obviously.
Well, and they generally don't really, like, I've had like a couple. She gave me a Star Wars one that actually had the exact same shirt, only a different color, that I still had sitting in my inventory. So not going to sell for a lot, but I was just kind of like, okay, Harry Potter. There's some real crazy fans out there. I'm going to price this one up because there was definitely nothing else out there. And apparently it finally paid off, and I sold it for $100. So,
all right.
Yeah, but Alexa says it's been in my house for 15 years. Honestly, like, I don't think this is like something where it's like, oh, you missed out. I just think, like I said, it just took like one fan
I wouldn't
to
have
find
even
it.
known that was a Harry Potter anything. And
Well,
I am a Harry Potter fan.
well, you would, because it says on the back Harry Potter.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyway, $100. But so it was very exciting to actually have like a decent t-shirt sale when I don't really get those very often anymore.
This is sold for what you see there. It's a vintage 1970s Lane Bryant maxi dress. It sold for $90. This came from a buyout I did last year from our friend Robin in Florida. I got a huge amount of vintage plus size clothing, and this happens to be one of them. So yeah, it sold for $90. There's some, I mean, the elastic around the top is a little bit loose, and I know I put that in the listing, but it's not completely blown out. It's just loose. It's like, if I were wearing this dress, I would probably have to pin the top to like a bra strap or something, so it doesn't slide. But
all right. So I went to the bins twice this week, and one of the days that I was there, one of the t-shirt bros came up to me and was asking me, hey, do you sell blank t-shirts? Because he had one, he was going to give it to me if I wanted it, and I said no, because first of all, it didn't have a tag, and second of all, I don't feel like individual blank t-shirts really sell that well. I think if you have a lot of blank t-shirts and you can put them up together, because people are probably going to want to like screen print their own stuff on them. But I do find that the sweatshirts individually can sell okay. And
yeah,
so
I always grab the vintage blank sweatshirts.
But not the t-shirts, right?
Not t-shirts.
Yeah, so generally, I usually can get about $30 for a blank sweatshirt. So this is just Jersey's one. I'm sure I picked it up at the bins. Probably paid like $2 for it and sold it for $32.39. Again, another sweatshirt sold.
Mm-hmm. Again, back to talking about suits. This was came from Diane's inventory as well. So this sold for the price you see there, $100. This is actually a nice tailored suit. I would wear this with like some riding boots, some brown riding boots, maybe a like orange or rust colored mock turtleneck underneath. That's a nice looking suit. It's structured. If it were a size small, I might have actually even kept it. I don't know why. I don't wear suits, but if I did.
If you were a suit-wearing person.
If I were a suit-wearing person, again, I wore suits all through the 90s and
yeah, I saw
2000s.
I saw what you wore back in the day.
all through the 90s and early 2000s, I wore suits.
I just want to say, and I think Alexis will get a kick out of this, because one of the things so Alexis had brought me, it was all stuff that her sister used to wear back in the day. And apparently every single day she wore Adidas track pants. Mm-hmm. She had a few Nike, but mostly Adidas track pants. And lots of Adidas stuff, Adidas shorts, Nike shorts. But also, and these I have not listed yet, an assortment of, what do you call them? The hats? Visors. So Vikki was like she was looking for some files on her computer, and she found this one folder that was all pictures from when she took her daughter to Disney World back in
20 years ago.
Like 2005 or?
It was 2005, yeah.
2005?
It was exactly 20 years ago.
I'm telling you, first of all, she looked, based on her clothing, she looked older than she does now. You were wearing a white skirt, white socks, white tennis shoes, and you had a white visor on, and I think just like a blue blank top. And you looked like you looked like a soccer mom.
I looked like a middle-aged Karen when I was like,
but it was
30.
20 years ago.
I was 30.
But she had the visor on, so she totally would have wanted to wear those visors, which is hilarious.
I don't
to
know
me.
what the hell I was. I looked at the picture. What was I thinking?
Yeah, it's like I feel like the Victoria then was like, this is what adult women who are taken seriously wear, and they go by the name Victoria because that's the only way that you can be taken seriously. And I am a successful businesswoman on vacation in my skirt and visor.
Yep.
My very, very, very white shoes that were probably New Balance. I don't know.
I don't know what they were.
But
probably Skechers. It was 20 years ago.
Let me tell you, had I seen her back then, I would have been like, okay, see you later, old lady.
Ass.
It was pretty funny. Anyway.
Yeah, Anna says the pool at the Palm. Yeah, here's the thing, Anna. That would mean I'd have to go near the Strip, and I don't like... So Flamingo's free too. Those pools,
I want days, or is it all the time?
No, it's all the time. Those pools I want no part of because they are asses to elbows every time because they're free. I don't want to be in people soup.
Yeah,
that's why I like the Silverton or Red Rock or Durango because it's not that packed. But yeah.
Well, yeah, Alexis, next time you're here, we'll have to show you the pictures because it's pretty funny. It's pretty entertaining to me. Luckily, Vikki also thought it was quite humorous.
So she could make fun of me without feeling she was going to hurt my feelings.
Yep. All right. So I don't remember where I got this sweatshirt. I think I've had it for a while. I'm pretty sure I've had it for at least a couple of years. I probably got it at the bins. And it's funny because I have it. The price was much lower on eBay because it's one of the items that I had ended and reworked and everything. So I probably would have sold it for like $30 on eBay, but it was sold for $62.99. So again, another college sweatshirt, another sweatshirt, all that stuff is selling. So while both Vikki and I do say you should be listing everything all the time, obviously when you're coming into a season that people are going to be into stuff, you should, if you have sweatshirts and stuff like this that's not listed, I do say, like, at least prioritize them, unless you got a bunch of flatware sets that are worth thousands of dollars. You do want to prioritize, if you have a death pile, you have stuff sitting around, you do want to prioritize the stuff, like, you want to start prioritizing if you have any Halloween stuff, if you have costumes, if you have anything, like, fall related. Yeah, you want to make sure you're getting that up first.
Exactly.
Because it is definitely selling right now, and people are looking for it. So.
I know, Tommy, me being preppy. It definitely wasn't Tommy Hilfiger, because I've actually never owned anything Tommy Hilfiger. I've always, I don't know, I've had an aversion to that brand forever. I don't know why. But yeah, it's odd. I was such a rocker chick, and I still was at that point. I don't know. Maybe I was having an existential crisis at that time, trying to figure out who I was. I don't know.
Well, I think you just have, I mean, I think you're finally starting to let go of it now, thanks to me. But you obviously, and you've admitted this yourself, you've definitely had a thing about you want to kind of control how you are perceived by the outside world.
I gave up on that 8 years ago when I met you.
Not completely, though. Not completely. And so, but I think definitely you've loosened up a lot. But I think back then especially, you very much wanted to control the narrative of what people saw when they saw you. And so you're out with your daughter at Disney World and you have a look that you're going for.
I don't know.
It's obviously you wouldn't have worn that to like a Poison concert, but...
Nope.
All right. Next up.
This sold for what you see there. Again, we're selling winter things now. So this is a vintage fur coat. It is one that is a little bit patchy in places, and I did describe that very well. It is, some loose threads on the seams. It's a little bit worn and patchy, but the cuffs are beautiful. It's sheared mink / suede / leather. It's like a very, very close shaved coat, except for the cuffs and the collar are very luxurious. It's a nice coat, but it's definitely has some wear to it, so it doesn't look brand new, but it also, I think it gives it a cool weathered look to it too. It doesn't look like you're wearing, I don't know, your grandmother's mink coat. It looks like you're wearing kind of a funky coat from the 60s or the 70s.
Yeah. All right, and speaking of football, this is a t-shirt, jersey t-shirt that I've had for actually quite a while, and again, I think my price is lower on eBay. But I was able to sell it on Etsy for $62.99. I was very happy about that. And yeah, so if you have anything sports related, whether it's college or national, professional, definitely get it listed because it is selling right now.
That's a cool shirt.
That is listed a bit high. Obviously, I've had this in my inventory for at least a couple of years, so definitely priced too high. But I was glad to have a good sale on Etsy.
This I've had for quite a while. I said I probably had this for almost 2 years. This came from a buyout that I did for my friend Dana, so I would say it's been probably a couple years. But I used all of her photos and all that type of stuff. So I paid $3 an item from that buyout, and I don't have too much left. I actually did pretty well. It sold for what you see there, $52.
Allison's volunteering at the Salvation Army, and it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine, I say. I bet. If you end up in Alaska, you're probably finding all kinds of great stuff.
It's true.
As per usual. So this actually didn't sell for this much. It sold for $30 plus shipping. That's including the fees and everything. But it sold for $30 plus shipping. But I was going to say, this was kind of funny because I'm sure you guys have gotten the messages from people, they want more pictures or they want more measurements, and I'm always like so annoyed because like I want to go dig through my inventory to give her measurements to somebody who's not even going to freaking buy something. And Depop is the one where it's like you get sent an offer, you accept it, and they never actually buy it. It's like very rarely do they actually buy the thing when they send an offer.
I don't dig out anything and give extra.
Right, and I generally don't either. And so
I don't even care if it's a $500 item. Well, maybe
you do.
I might do it for $500.
You have many times for stuff that's more expensive. You will go.
It's going to be really expensive, but most of the time, what I reply and say, all of our items are stored offsite in an offsite facility. Further measurements are not available.
Well, so this is why this is funny.
I give really good measurements.
Yeah. So this is.
I'm sorry, you want the wrist measurement of the dress.
So this is an vintage anchor blue sweatshirt. I got this at the bins, but it's in very good condition. You can see the inside's like that really soft, kind of velvety feeling lining. And the guy sent me a message, and he was like, "Hey, can I see a picture of the inside?" And I basically was like, I guess I was in a mood because I just said, "No, I'm not going to pull it out for another picture. It's clean," and that was all I said. And then
I'm not even that rude.
And then he responded. He was like, "Oh, I didn't see the other pictures, like, because you can see part of it here anyway. And at least from this, you can see it clean and in very good condition." And he's like, "Oh, my bad, I didn't see the other pictures." And then he bought it, and because I think I had sent him, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, he bought it for $30, and then I loosened up a little bit, and I replied back, and I said, I don't usually pull stuff out. I get a lot of questions for extra pictures and measurements, and they very rarely result in a sale. And I have, over 4,000 items in my inventory. And he replied, he said, "LOL, it sounds about right." So it actually did still result in a sale, which I thought was kind of funny because I was kind of an asshole.
Yeah, that was.
And I usually am not.
You were even more of a dick than I was.
I usually am not, but it's Depop. It's not. I would not have said that on eBay, but it's like Depop where I literally get 2 sales a month. So I'm not exact, and I haven't been adding anything to my inventory, so I'm not exactly worried about my reputation on Depop at this point.
Okay.
But it did sell, so I thought that was funny.
This is another one, just vintage. Again, blazers and suits this week for some reason. I've sold quite a few, and this sold for $52. This was a bins buy. I probably paid $2 for it. It's a very lightweight, floral blazer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't wear it.
If you want to like blend into your grandma's couch.
If you want to sit on the tapestry couch at grandma's house and blend right into the background, then this is the blazer for you.
Yeah, love it. All right, last thing. Again,
another university
one. I mean, I sold it for $25, so it wasn't like a big seller. I didn't sell anything big on.
Did you say it wasn't like a big sell?
A big seller.
Okay.
I did not say it was a
Good
big
Lord,
seller.
Nothing irritates me more than sellers that post and say,
I did not.
Look at my sells for the week.
You know, I know the difference. Anyway, it wasn't like it was a big seller. But seriously, anything.
All right, Tommy, that was my typo. It's cottage romantic, but it cut it off.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and call her out on her bullshit? She knows I know the difference, but no, it's just to humiliate me in front of all of my friends.
all
of my friends. All 58 of them right now. But guess who's got the egg on their face right now? Maybe you.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Whatever.
So that's it. So as far as, like I said, I think last week one of my goals was I needed to go to the bins, even though I hadn't been in forever. And so I did indeed go to the bins. I went twice. I've already got a lot of it listed. I just photographed the last of what I had today. I'm going to be listing that today and tomorrow. So I do need more stuff. So I'm definitely going to be going to the bins again this week. Here's the thing. I get stuff at the bins, man. Both days I got I think the first day I went, I got like 35 pieces because I'm not all vintage, but I am finding vintage too. And the stuff that like the guys throw back, a lot of times I get some cool vintage stuff. So it's just a matter of having to go. Now, school is back in here, so that's great because during the week you don't have most of the high school kids there. So that's very nice. But they have made some changes there. They've it's really weird. They've moved a lot of furniture into the space where there used to be for you to put your cart. So there's way less room to put carts. It's kind of, hopefully they're going to change it back because organizationally it's ridiculous. And then some of the people who are there every single day that work in groups together, they've now claimed the spot, where the red line goes down the middle? They now have put 10 carts all together. It's in the way. It's super annoying. They took all the chairs out from the front. So it's not, you're going to hate it the next time you go for sure. But I was able to still find a lot of stuff and you're getting it so freaking cheap. I need to be going more.
I haven't sourced very much this year at all because I haven't needed to, on top of the Diane stuff and my inventory stuff. So I haven't gone with you. I probably won't go until Alexis comes back to visit again or when Allison is here. I'll do that.
Yeah,
but
I need to. So
because I like going, it's fun, but I don't need the inventory.
And I used to have a bunch of stacks because my stuff that's still to be listed gets stacked up here in the hallway very neatly. And I had quite a bit of it. It's down to a very small little stack. I think not even 10 items. So I need to be doing some sourcing, especially for our trips coming up and my recovery. I need to have a lot more stuff. Oh my goodness!
I think that deserves a super chat song. You have not done a super chat.
What's really crazy
in a very long time.
Because we were in the car yesterday, and the song "Super Freak" came on, and we were singing it, and I was thinking in my head, you know what? Nobody ever does super chats anymore. Are super chats not cool anymore? Or are we just not worthy of a super chat? And guess what? Our friend Allison comes through, and now
I didn't even ask her to do that.
Well, I would hope not. Why would you ask her, hey, could you give us $5 for a dozen eggs? We need some eggs over here. Allison, I appreciate you, and I'm going to give you a little super chat. She super chatty, yow. Wow. Look at that.
That hurt my ears.
Yeah, you shut your mouth. That's my super chat. That's for me. That's for
been a
me.
minute.
I'll give you 50 cents.
Thank you.
But the rest of it's mine. So there you go. Do we look like we need some eggs?
Probably.
We do like eggs. I eat a lot of eggs lately, so yeah, it's true.
Speaking of, what are you making me for dinner tonight?
Tonight,
yeah.
We're having more of the Indian food because we got the other half. You can do. Here's the thing, guys. Listen, I do all the cooking here for the most part. Vicky does some, although it's funny because when we do anything where there's a potluck involved, Vicky's the one that does it. I don't know when that became the rule, but it just is. It's you're responsible for any cooking that's taken outside of the house.
That's true.
And I do most of the 95% of the cooking inside the house. But the problem is, I'm happy with leftovers. And here's the thing: it's pretty difficult to, in an affordable way, cook a different meal every freaking night, okay? It just doesn't make sense. Vikki is anti-leftovers. Now, I have conditioned her that she will reluctantly and with a lot of whining and eye rolling will eat the same thing 2 nights in a row. But it's
never more.
But
than
as
two.
you can see, it's a thing.
More than 2.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
But you had seconds of this food the other night, and it's not even 2 nights in a row. You got a day in between.
It's true.
But we got to eat it, and it is delicious. It's what is it? The tiki marsala, is that what it is? Mm-hmm. From Costco. It's pretty good, and you get it with the rice on the side. Delicious.
Granddaughter liked your song, Jill says.
How old is the granddaughter?
She's like 4 or 5.
Oh, for my demographic, yes, 4 or 5. I'm a hit. Mm-hmm. I'm huge.
It's true. And Allison said, "Could you please mime it next time?"
Mime it?
As in, she didn't want to hear your singing voice.
Well, quit throwing egg money at me, and I won't do it.
Even sour cream. How about an egg McMuffin? Listen, Allison.
Yeah,
you got to let it go at some point. Let it go.
Yeah,
I would say she's 6.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a hit.
Sorry, I was off by a year.
6-year-olds love me. I can tell you that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not entirely sure. There's a point where I'm no longer cool, but 6-year-olds generally do love me. Anyway, now if we do like when I do tacos and stuff like that, those you were happy to do 2 nights in a row.
That's true.
But you did love the chicken, so I don't know why you're making a big huff. You were hoping I was gonna like wow you with some new cooking.
I don't know. Maybe. I thought there was gonna be something exciting to look forward to.
It's delicious. You like it even more than I do.
I do.
So rude, you guys. What would you do if somebody cooked for you every night? Would you do this?
Rude.
Actually, I think you're going to be doing, what do you call it?
What?
Mashed potatoes.
Shepherd's pie?
Yeah, shepherd's pie. It's your job. You are going to be doing shepherd's pie. I think we need a couple more ingredients, but you're going to be doing shepherd's pie, which I do love your shepherd's pie.
I will make that tomorrow.
It is quite delish.
I will make that tomorrow.
So, who's giving the back rubs?
She makes fun of my weak hands, so
yeah, no. You know. I would rather have no back. Here's the problem: is that I like a deep tissue massage, and that is not gonna. I'm not gonna get that from Vikki, so I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want it at all.
Cheryl says 67-year-olds love you too.
Oh, okay. So, somewhere I think probably like middle school age, they're like, then I'm not cool anymore,
and then they like you again.
And then when they get up into like
middle age.
No, up into high school, like later high school, because it's like my nephew Sam. It was like all of a sudden he discovered me as a person. Like maybe he's almost 21. He discovered me as a person a few years ago and was like, "Oh wow, you're really cool and you like the same stuff I like."
And people, I mean, you get hit on. You got hit on at eBay Open.
Yeah.
You know,
whatever.
Middle-aged ladies like you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think I'm okay?
True.
Anyway, so as far as goals, I need to source more. I need to be hitting the bins. I need to be loading up because right now I'm almost like a week to week. I got to get enough to be able to actually list this week, so I need to like build that up. But like I said, I can't do like big bulk buys that are going to cost me $1 bazillion because I'm trying to prepare for winter. I'm trying to prepare for winter. It's more about not the right now. It's more like, okay, we got to have some cushion going into the cold times, the cold and dreary recovery times. Also, I wanted to put the word out. So we've got 4 dogs right now, guys. 3 of them. We now have 3 that are toy destroyers.
Oh, yeah.
Toy destroyers. We have to actually go like tomorrow and get more toys because it's dire. We're hitting critical levels.
It's true.
Critically low levels of toys. We always had a ridiculous abundance of toys because Ripley was the only one that would actually destroy the toys. Now we've got 3 destroyers, and some toys they'll play with, and the toy will be fine for weeks, and then all of a sudden it's like, especially Gizmo, but Ripley gets in there too. It's like there's a day that they just decide this is the day this toy is going to die. And sometimes 3 or 4 can die in the same day.
Yep. They
It's
get
bad.
very chewy and eviscerate the toys.
Yeah, and then they're destroyed. And so it's getting critical. So what I was going to say, because all of you guys are thrifters and resellers and you never know what you're coming across, I just wanted to put the word out there. If you happen across a large quantity, because you've gotten stuff from the bins before.
Bark box toys specifically. These dogs love the bark box toys, and that's what I end up finding in the bins a lot. So when I find them, I bring them home and wash them and give them to the dogs. If you find them, let me know.
Even not even just bark box. Like, you're being too specific. I'm talking like, I will take, if somebody found like a bag of 100 toys and they were cheap as crap and they were just going to get, who cares? It's something, because we're getting to the point where we're going to have some real bored dogs if we don't have any
They're
toys.
going to start eating the furniture.
But with what toys cost nowadays, it's like, what the hell, man?
I know.
You guys are like killing me here.
We're spending $30 a week on dog toys.
I can't spend $10, even more than that. I can't spend $10 a day so that you can do for your toy destroying habits, you addicts. So
they're addicts. Like our Luna and Pickles and them, they were all. Oh yeah, we'll let you know, Pam, for sure. There's just so, I mean, it's ridiculous. They eat all the toys, they destroy them all. Anyway,
Alexis, why would you do this to me? You a dog? You have a dog. You have a puppy. You can't get rid of dog toys.
Yeah. So for me this week, my goal is to just keep plugging along. I am listing a couple hundred items a week. My sales do not reflect that, but I'm getting through a lot of the things. I am finding that a good portion of what I have acquired from Diane's inventory is either not listed as we thought it was, so it's getting pushed to the side, so I'm going to have to photograph and list everything. I'm trying to get through everything that's listed first. So I'm finding a good portion is not listed. Probably 25% is not listed, and then there's 20% that is not worth listing. God love her, but she listed everything. It would be a Tupperware lid. She listed it for $5. I'm not doing that. I can't sit on that type of inventory for that long. That may or may not sell in 2 years for $5. That's not that does not benefit my business or them to be giving them the money 3 years from now. Let me give you 50 cents. That's not really going to work. So I have been redonating quite a lot. We did a whole truckload redonated already once, and I have a lot more. A lot of it is like glassware and stuff that is not listed and not identifiable, at least not by me, but also not valuable, like that 80s, 90s, 70s pressed glass stuff that's just not worth a ton. So that's getting donated. So I've got to get through and keep continuing to get through that stuff. But I also desperately need to spend a solid 2 or 3 days this week getting through more of this jewelry. I have really been lax on listing the jewelry. And I talked to my consignor the other day. Thankfully, he doesn't care. He's like, whatever, get to it when you get to it, which I appreciate that. His laxicity with it, because otherwise it was going in a landfill. So he's just happy for me to do any of it. But I definitely need to get back to getting it listed. It's all sorted. It needs to be listed. I just need to put more lots together. So if you are someone that does sell jewelry, by the way, you should be following my store. And if you see lots or anything like that, any jewelry that you want, if as a jewelry reseller, because I definitely leave a lot of room for resellers, just hit me up and we'll do a private sale. You don't need to buy it through the platform. I'm happy to do private sales. Because I know some of you guys sell jewelry. And it's good stuff. I mean, I could spend years listing everything individually. I just do not have the time, the patience, or the wherewithal to do it. So I do list a lot of like items together. I'll do like a bunch of sterling chains, sterling bracelets, and sterling earrings, and then smaller gold pieces all together. And people buy for scrap price or less, and they can resell it, and that's fine. I don't care. So I'm happy to do that.
Mama X, I do need to check Marketplace, because I've only looked on like eBay and stuff, like for lots, and a lot of them are like way overpriced. So, but Marketplace is probably a good idea to look and see locally, and maybe on Craigslist too, because I'm just looking for like a big old sack of toys that I can. And they used to have decent ones at the Dollar Tree.
They don't have anything there anymore.
They used to, because I used to get them all the time at the Dollar Tree back when Grizz actually played with toys and stuff, and I had some other dogs, because they were super, at the time they were $1 and they were decent and they'd last them a couple of days. And it was still worth it just to bring home a new toy for them to be excited about, even if it didn't last long.
Now they only have maybe 1 or 2 toys, and they're really,
and
really,
well, they're
really
all,
garbage. Really,
and they're all like the rope ones. And I don't. Our dogs, especially Gizmo, she actually will eat pieces of the toys and swallow them, which so far has not caused any issues. It's just like pieces of the cloth. But when it comes to rope toys, dogs will, swallow the whole strands of rope, and then that can cause real issues in their intestines. And so I don't even go. I won't even touch the rope stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got chewy dogs. They like to chew things. So that's my goal for the week, is to try to get through some more of this jewelry and keep up with everything else. And yeah, I mean, get ready for. The party on Saturday is nothing difficult. I'm just going to get there a few hours early and do all the setup and make the swag bags and everything like that. We do have Jody coming early to help us do registration. Anyone else that's local that may want to pop early, I'm happy for the help. I might need, if you want to come an hour beforehand, the party starts, and help do some swag bags, I'm happy for it.
And if we have enough help, then you'll just get to hang out longer with us, and
that's it.
It's all cool. Mm-hmm. It's all good. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Look at that. We kept it a little bit closer to an hour this time around. Last week, I mean, we hadn't been on in forever, and so it took us a lot longer to get through everything. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. As far as I know, we'll be doing a show next Sunday. I don't think we're going to be anywhere. I think maybe it's like the weekend after that you're doing
Posh Fest,
and then you get back and we have a party that we're going to. So anyway, maybe we'll actually have 3 weeks in a row.
Party?
Then name that tune.
That's not until October.
Oh, I don't know. I thought there was something when you got. I don't know.
Whatever. Allison's here for that party. She's coming with us as
That's
a party
right.
guest.
Yeah, Allison, you're coming to a party in October. Just so you know, put it in your calendar. Just kidding. You're going to be with us, so you're basically going to do whatever we tell you to do.
Awful.
She'll do it. She's very agreeable.
She is.
Anyway. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you, and we will see you next week. Good luck. Have a great week. Good sales. Get to listing.
Go make some money.
Go make some money. Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Maybe we should do that. Yeah.
Bye.